All right, yes, Star Trek, what's up? Oh, I'm too loud. I can fix that. So, yeah, Star Trek. What are we watching? Shockwave Part 2? Should be good. Shockwave Part 1 was good. We left it on a cliffhanger. If you don't remember what happened Shockwave Part 1, don't worry, we get a recap. It's fine. It's a season premiere.
Alright, I'm
Season
back.
2, Episode 1. And, say again?
Is Carbon Creek Season 2, Episode 2?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So we... Shockwave Part 2, then Carbon Creek, then Minefield. Personally, of those, Minefield's my favorite, but Carbon Creek is really good too.
Oh,
good
Minefield's
episode.
really good, yeah.
We get to meet the Romulan Star Empire.
Mm.
Though we don't get to see their faces, because, you know, canon stuff. Just voicemail.
It's weird how they choose to maintain that canon.
Yeah, I guess people... The creators of Enterprise really went out of their way to maintain a lot of old canon. That they probably didn't really have to.
I mean, the thing is, obviously, Brannon Braga's responsible for several pieces of the canon from his work beforehand, so I can see why he was very willing to stick to it.
First time you're catching a stream, you know, if you really want to catch a stream, there's a link to voice chat in the description. You just click on that and, you know, you talk about Star Trek. Star Trek's pretty cool. Highly recommend it.
Star Trek Enterprise on Netflix. I know they purged Netflix of most Star Trek content in the US.
I don't know. However, with the method of, hang on, let me check something.
This is so happy. Agretsuko Season 4 is out. This is very happy. I don't know if you guys watched that show.
What's out? Season 4 of what?
Oh,
Agretsuko.
I did see some of that. It's pretty good.
I quite like it.
So for people on the Discord, if you need help maintaining your sync, you can just look over at my stream on Discord.
Yeah, Enterprise is gone. I have to go to CBS.
Well, Moon, perhaps you should look at the Discord.
Oh, are we streaming it on the Discord?
No,
Legally?
I would never do that. I would never...
I'll
No.
Yes, all access. I do like the time travel is impossible gag in Enterprise.
Yes. Oh, and today, Shockwave Part 2, we talk about the Science Vulcan Directorate. Not the Vulcan Science Directorate, the Science Vulcan Directorate. It's a different thing.
It's a very distinct body, which
Yes.
is to do with science Vulcans, not Vulcan science.
Well, it keeps the Vulcan scientists in check.
T'Pol's a Science Vulcan. Is she part of the Science
Is
Vulcan?
she a science Vulcan, or does she do
She's
Vulcan
overseen
science?
by the Science Vulcan Directorate.
Okay.
I'm pretty
But
sure...
they want to make sure she's not going too far.
All right, just over a minute till we start. Everyone be queued up to Shockwave Part 2. Shockwave Part 2. That's zwei. That's dos. That's the only 3 languages I know how to say 2 in.
Don't even know French. Come on, man.
Season 2, Episode 1. No, I don't know the French. French is a dead language. So, how's your guys' weather? We talked about it very briefly before the stream, but what's up with the weather? It's quite cold here. I've got gloves on. It makes it hard to type. Because I refuse to turn on the heat.
Oh.
Typing with gloves.
Yeah. Sunday filters, so go watch Strong Bad videos.
Like, I was trying to play a game with a controller a couple days ago, and I couldn't wait because I couldn't pull the trigger fast enough. My hands were too cold.
So just turn the heat on.
No.
Put a blanket
Never.
blanket over your lap, and then play with your controller under your blanket.
Okay, hang on. Press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. play.
Humanoid figure dubbed future guy by the fans.
Yes.
Apparently
Future guy
he's supposed to be
who...
Archer.
Yeah. Probably to be... Oh, hang on. Blur the screen. Did that work? Okay. The screen is blurred for copyright reasons. Don't ask me why. Cue up your own episode.
Of course.
Yeah, we're doing the recap.
It's for the best.
Torpedo just hit the Suliban ship and they fell off the ceiling.
Has Archer
Now
managed
T'Pol-
to make this a suicide mission?
No, everybody makes it out. Though why did T'Pol have a pad during that? Was that a map? A map of the ship?
Probably.
I feel like she scanned something with that pad.
With a pad?
Which, you know, yeah, there is definitely a moment where there's a sort of scannery noise while she's waving the pad around the room. I'm certain
That's why
of that.
they're like the size of a full Kindle. So it can fit that stuff in there.
They thought they were being so
It's
futuristic
all
with
thick.
those, didn't they?
Well, it's chunky to protect it from all those weird radiation types that you keep seeing in Star Trek.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Alpha, beta, gamma. Do you think they have Omicron radiation?
Definitely.
Yes,
There's
explicit.
an
Hang on, I can
Omicron
find you.
hypercut created by Mr. Edit himself.
No,
Yes,
that was
true.
someone else.
Oh, is that not you?
You were watching another Star Trek channel.
Damn.
You're going
I've
to
been
get booted
caught.
from this.
It just seems like the sort of thing you would do.
Uncool.
Really? That wasn't you?
No, wasn't me.
Who else would cut that together?
Though now I'm wishing I'd done it. Omicron particles. Oh, the NX-01 warp core apparently emits Omicron radiation. Oh wait, no, never mind. That's from Enterprise, but it's the warp core of that ship with the 3 gender thing.
Oh,
The cogenitor.
Have we seen the dumpster fire that is Cogenitor yet?
Not yet.
no, we haven't got that.
I mean, Cogenitor's really good, like Dear Doctor,
Oh,
except the ending where they blame Trip.
Okay, I can go for that. Maybe.
Yeah, no, it's all Trip's fault.
Also, Archer is such a fucking hypocrite in that episode.
Little bit.
Oh my god, dear Doctor, what the fuck?
Dear Doctor was really good, except for the genocide at the end. It was great.
Oh,
It's,
yeah.
it's natural, folks. Medicine bad.
Medicine bad if it's for other people. It's good if it's us.
I mean, should we reword the mission to boldly go where no man has gone before and kill the people we find there?
And take their stuff. It's our stuff now.
Excuse me. Let them die naturally.
Yes, sorry. Not save the people we find there. Or kill them by accident.
So the Omicron video was by someone called Mark 2K.
Yeah. I honestly had no idea it wasn't you. Just showed up in my theme and I watched it.
It looks like all their previous views maxed out at like 150 views, and now they've got 300,000 for that one video. Good for them.
Probably your
Good
fault.
concept. Well
You
done.
didn't popularize the Star Trek edit format.
I'm not the first one to do this, by far.
Oh, I'm sure. I've seen them long before you existed on the internet.
Ooh, guest stars John Fleck. Yes, we get John. Good.
Who's John Fleck?
Silic.
Yeah, we like Slick.
Oh, yeah, Daniel's in his
Don't we, folks?
monkey suit.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Is
about
there-
the suit.
He's our favorite
You know what
wormy boy.
It looks like a still suit.
It does look
from-
like a still suit. It's very futuristic. This is the future of bus seats.
I mean, I'm disappointed that they didn't use this as the uniform in, like, Discovery Season 3.
Oh god,
You
please
really
no.
want them to use
They
this
should
as the
look at
uniform?
uniforms, Can you believe that?
Really?
Clearly, this is what we're all going to be wearing as Starfleet uniform in the future.
Doesn't
It
even
is.
have
Don't they wear like
pockets.
similarly awful uniforms in like the Voyager time ship episode?
Oh yeah,
You
they
know, the
did.
relativity one where like 7 of 9 gets to wear a normal outfit for the first time in the show.
I don't remember them looking bad, but it's been a while.
I think I remember
Voyager.
them having weird future
Relativity.
uniforms.
Let me look that up.
Completely wrong. They could be pretty normal. I just think I remember something like that.
They're a little upholstery-y, but they're okay.
I see.
They look a little bit like a couch.
All best uniforms look a little bit like someone's couch.
In Star Trek Insurrection, Ruafo, the big bad, literally has a couch as his captain's chair. It's just straight up a sofa.
Yes.
And
Yes,
it's
because
great.
he's some sort of hedonistic.
What is this
I'm trying to think of the
building?
word. Yeah.
San Francisco
Library.
Library of what?
Of trees, apparently.
The best libraries in San Francisco. Let me see if I can find it. Or that could have been a government building. I'm surprised the books are still here and haven't, like, rotted away after 1,000 years.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mm.
So how are they
Yeah,
cutting
like I've
between
seen-
time periods like this?
I've seen books that are 1,000 years old in the Natural History Museum, and they're like, yeah, they have to be very carefully stored. Can't just
These
let a
people are
tree
can't
grow.
clubs.
I guess. Wait, even their guns have that pattern. What's up with
They
that?
look like the Bajoran guns, kind of.
I think they might be the Bajoran guns.
Well,
But
the Bajoran
painted.
guns are a little bulkier. But they have the same style. With like that, I don't know what you call a crossguard on a gun. Maybe it's still a crossguard.
Trigger? No, it's not a trigger guard. That's the
Yeah,
small
trigger
one.
guard would be just a trigger. It's basically a hand guard.
Gun hand guard. It's a hand guard. Wait, is it? Or is it? No, a hand guard goes on the barrel.
Oh yeah, hand guard would be the bit that protects the hand from touching the barrel. Trigger guard would be around the trigger to prevent accidental discharge.
Hand guard on trigger.
I can't think of any real world guns with a hand guard of that type.
The only one I can think of, not a real world gun, is the Halo Magnum.
Does it have one of those? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
In
At least in
some of
Halo
them.
1 it does.
I think
Does
it's
it
only
like
the
wrap
earlier
around like that?
episodes.
Or doesn't it just go in front of the hand?
Goes.
Hey, look,
in
even the
front
rifle
of
has
the
it.
hand.
And look, it's blocking his. It makes his grip really awkward on his rifle.
Yeah.
Maybe to a cantaloupe man, that weird pattern is like a neutral tone to them. Like it's like our version of a flat color.
Also, surely nothing is awkward for them to hold because they're just all bendy. They can
Only the
stretch their
special
hands
boys are
however.
bendy though. Like you have
These
to.
are the special boys.
Only some of them are, right?
Not sure. Oh, geez, this guy, he was in the pilot. I didn't know he came back.
Assume he's some sort of chief of staff or something.
Apparently, his name is Commander Williams.
Whatever happened to sense ores?
Sensors come with the Vulcan Reformation, I
I
believe.
see.
Yeah, we haven't reached that point yet.
The teachings of Sirach specify pronunciation.
Does T'Pol say sensors?
I don't know.
I've seen Enterprise less than a year ago, so I should know this, but I do not.
It's a pretty small detail.
It's a big detail.
Well, next time T'Pol's on screen, keep an ear out for sensors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
No, I think T'Pol says sensors. I think she's doing the Leonard Nimoy. I think I can recall her saying sensors.
What? Yeah. Why have you not? Come on, destroy Enterprise. Blow it up. Do your job.
Me, Selleck. So they'll take away his bendy abilities. He'll stop being a wacky, wavy, inflatable arm tube cantaloupe.
Maybe they're actually cantaloupes that he's slowly modified into a humanoid, so he'll eventually just turn back into a cantaloupe. That's the ultimate punishment.
Do you think they're like the Voth from Star Trek Voyager, but from cantaloupes instead of dinosaurs?
Yes.
Cantaloupes escaped the. What cataclysm did they escape? Climate change? Cantaloupe formed a
Maybe.
starship and just left.
Maybe the Voth brought some and then like left them on a planet. Because the Voth are known to be irresponsible with their plant life.
Okay, people are wondering when Captain Archer mentions lumbar support. I can find that out for you. Give me a
I
second.
think it's in the season 1 episode where like everyone starts going a little nutty.
It's from.
And like Trip is doing the captain's chair.
Sorry.
Well, maybe Trip mentions it, but Archer mentions it when he's talking to Erica Hernandez.
Oh, really? Yeah, he does.
You might
in
want to
season
talk to
3.
someone about installing
The
the
end.
lumbar support. Gonna spend a lot of hours in that chair.
And that's because of that season 1 episode where Trip refits the captain's chair.
He lowered it by 1 centimeter.
That's a pretty good one.
That is. And we get the read alert in that episode.
They should have stuck with Read Alert.
It's
Read
so
alert.
it's amazing.
It would have been so dorky. I would have loved it. That episode's pretty good.
Now, the
Right.
read alert compilation,
Can
if
you
you guys saw
hover?
that was my video.
Which one's the Read Alert compilation?
It just plays the read alert sound and zooms in on pictures of different kinds of reads.
Yeah, I saw that.
Good job, Daniels.
I gotta say, I don't like this plot about how Archer is the special guy who is needed.
Well, he's just needed to form the Federation, and if the Federation doesn't form, then everything's all screwed.
Mhm.
Romulans take over.
No, and someone else want to form the Federation? It should just be the Herculean efforts of one Jonathan Archer.
Everyone else hates each other.
Jonathan Archer is some sort of holy god figure for the
He may as well
Federation.
be, according to this plot.
Yes. Is he more important, though, than Chief Miles O'Brien?
According to this
Oh,
plot,
no,
absolutely.
that's it.
Does Daniels have a statue of Miles O'Brien outside his library? No.
Maybe it's because he's not a real Star Trek fan.
Maybe.
Daniels isn't even part of Starfleet. Why?
I thought he was a Starfleet person.
Is it
I think he said
Starfleet,
something
or
like,
is it-
"I'm not part of Starfleet, at least not the
It's still
Starfleet you know," or maybe
Starfleet.
that was.
Starfleet is just the human fleet, and then the Federation has all the member nations or member planets might have their own fleet. The Starfleet's just like the biggest in the 24th century, at least.
Has determined that time travel is impossible. Also, that device on the right is clearly not doing anything. The fluid's going in, it's going through that tube, and it's going back out.
No, it's going through to Paul.
It doesn't look like it's going through to Paul.
They're bottling it and selling it online as T'Pol water.
Don't make it weird.
It's filtered through her kidneys.
Do Vulcans even have kidneys?
I don't know. All I know
there
is their
anatomy?
heart is where
Someone
their
have a-
kidney should be.
Does someone have a cross section of T'Pol?
Maybe there's an analogous body part.
Vulcan anatomy. Let's see. Oh, there is a cross section.
Ooh.
Was I right that their heart's where their liver is? I think McCoy says that in TOS.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
In Star Trek Beyond, Spock almost gets stabbed in the kidney heart. Or, I mean, the liver heart. And McCoy also mentions
Doesn't-
it there.
Doesn't Khan punch him in his heart liver?
I don't know. I try not to think about Into Darkness.
Not the right idea.
It turns out you can
Captain Archer.
create a temporal communication device with a ladle and a rock.
Well, yeah, they did this in middle school or whatever he says.
But they had a
don't see any
rock.
kidneys.
I'm very proud of Archer. He's discovered tools.
He has discovered tools.
For some reason, the little screen on that thing, it looks like it has a picture of a Klingon ship to me. I know it's just like dust or reflection, but it kind of looks like a Klingon ship. Flying in from the right of the frame.
Oh my god. Shran, his brain is cut off.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, this is not canon.
I like that. Tucker has got to every doorbell on B deck.
This
What?
Vulcan,
The Vulcan in that picture you posted.
he's a
That
Chad.
Vulcan's ripped.
You know, right?
If you guys want to see it, it's in Discord under, for some reason, the nice meme category.
Ryan, where do we post cruel memes?
Don't. Why would you post things that are cruel? Why would you do that?
I don't know. That nice meme implies that there are cruel memes, and they should also be posted somewhere.
You're asking for cruel memes.
Paul Hungers.
Are we gonna get the Science Vulcan Directorate? I think so. In just a minute.
It's coming out.
30
I think
seconds
it's after
maybe.
Archer's head appears.
This weird TOS style green head. Not the best time to call, Archer.
He looks so wide. Because it's like doubled. I'm calling you through a Star Wars hologram.
Oh, wait. Science Vulcan Directorate? Wait.
It's coming.
Come on, T'Pol. He said the future. Say it. Say it. There it is.
Not
Not fair. Again, that's not the opinion of the Vulcan Science Directorate.
Yes, yes. The Vulcan Science Directorate says it's impossible. The Science Vulcan Directorate says just it's not fair.
Yes, exactly. To Paul, is there anyone else I can talk to?
Yeah.
Someone who wasn't drugged like 30 seconds ago? That's a good question.
That explains everything.
There's no technology where I am. That's how I'm contacting you from the future. What? Well, just call someone else. Call Tucker. He's clearly not in a state to comprehend or remember what you're saying.
I've been summoned to look at midriffs.
Why?
You have been. You have failed. You've missed the Science Vulcan Directorate.
Ah,
I mean, there's going to be other Rick Berman moments in this episode.
Oh yeah, fucking Hoshi is going to happen. Okay.
Yep.
This scene is infamous.
God, that's quite a
What's
close-up.
with the close camera?
Cutting
Hoshi.
off
Wow.
her forehead and her
You can't even
chin.
see her eyebrows.
They wanted to show
Wait,
us
that's how
how
close
small
we're
her
in.
pores were.
Does Hoshi have eyebrows? Now I'm wondering. They cut them off.
Yeah,
No, she has eyebrows.
we saw them go in and off, on and off the frame. Yeah, you can see a bit of them. Look how close
Okay.
we
I
are.
don't know, but they're off frame. That makes it seem like she doesn't have any.
I was wondering if they pulled a Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh,
There we go, eyebrows.
okay. There they are. See, they drew them on for the scene.
Yeah, they're very thin.
Look how
Good win.
she's not-
She
she's
is
not, like, crawling
claustrophobia or
flat.
Jeffrey's
She's-
tube.
she's always crawling at an angle so you can see her midriff.
oops, gotta go. Sorry,
Why is
guys.
she dragging herself through the
Okay.
tube? Is it like slippery?
think-
Like did someone like
think we
cover
just-
the floor in graphite?
Well,
I think we just answered the question: is that she always has to be showing her midriff.
Yeah,
You
she's
can't
doing
Bruce
just
Willis
fine
Die
while
Hard
crawling like
crawl.
a
She
normal
has to-
Jeffrey's tube person. See, she had to turn herself over so she could go over the grate, but she couldn't drag herself over that. Is this going to be our first combat hypo spray?
Doctor is just assembling hyposprays
it might be.
for Hoshi, but in his quarters, doesn't he's got all the resources he needs.
Why does he have these drugs in his quarters? What's up with that, Doc? Did they let him take that from sickbay, or does he have a secret stash?
Yeah, this is the backup stash.
He's got drugs. Where's she keep putting them?
He's gonna shove down her pants.
Oh, it's not like she has
She
pockets
has
for some
no
reason.
pockets.
Why don't you have pockets? Where's your uniform, Hoshi?
Ooh.
You were in your quarters. Surely you
Uniform
have a
doesn't have
uniform
midriff.
there.
No, she'd rather drag herself along the floor with this outfit.
Crawl over the grates and the
Doesn't
metal.
want to get her uniform dirty.
Yeah, how can we see her midriff with her uniform on?
It's gonna happen, folks.
Careful, Hoshi. Careful. Careful.
Ooh.
How is this even possible?
Rick Berman, is this you?
How is this even possible? Like, wouldn't she be caught by it? Wouldn't it at least like catch her
Or
for
it
a
would probably
bit,
just
and then it
rip.
would tear? Like, it wouldn't just come off like that. No way in hell.
There's just a shirt hanging from the ceiling. They're like, "What's this?"
That's
That'll help her
rude. You
get up.
can't kick people like that.
They want her to get up, but yet they kick her down. Curious.
Well, it's really hard to kick someone up.
Well, maybe
Wait,
they
were they
should
gonna
help
put her
out.
on the transporter?
Yeah,
take your
combat hyperspace
phasers.
right there.
Oh,
Is that our first
wait,
instance?
these phasers are keyed to only respond to the actual users. Whoops. We have useless props.
You know, Hoshi, you might not have lost your shirt if you had a proper uniform. Tucker has a uniform. T'Pol has her own uniform. Reed has a uniform.
Tucker is treated with respect more often.
Everybody but Hoshi gets actual clothes.
Oh jeez. There's a subreddit with all sorts of like let's say risque
Yes, thank you, Robo.
Star Trek memes.
That is sufficient information. A subreddit created by Rick Berman personally, yes.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I could call the subreddit Rick Berman or Berman Moments or something.
We should have a Rick Berman counter.
Yeah, we should.
I'm trying to find one that's acceptable to use, but man, it's few and far between.
Don't post things from that subreddit on my Discord. I don't want them here.
Delete that one.
Two pairs of socks in Crewman Daniel's quarters. Okay.
That's a thing.
He's terrified.
I mean,
Some
it
of
does
these are
track with
okay.
what we've seen of future ships elsewhere on the series.
Ooh.
They have this weird non-Euclidean space thing going on.
Yeah, and it fits in with Discovery's giant fucking turbo void
Yeah.
from season 3.
I mean, I like Discovery, but yeah, the turbo shafts are just awful because they don't exist.
Especially in season
They're
3.
it's a turbo lift roller coaster.
Mhm.
Oh, he gets the captain's chair. That's nice.
Ooh. Lumbar
See, they
support.
helped him up. Why didn't they help T'Pol up? They didn't just kick him down.
They did punch him in the face a lot, though.
Mhm.
Like that. Just like that.
Now spin him. There's some real enhanced interrogation.
Yeah.
Good job, Reed. You did it.
Hey,
Oh, they found a gun. Good. So the Suliban either didn't lock down the armory, or they hypo-sprayed the guards. Or punch them. It's hard to punch someone who bends, though. What is that prop? It has 3 lights. Is that the connecting status? 3 solid lights means it's connected? Or blinking means
Doesn't know
connecting,
how to
solid
use
means
it.
connected, and how many lights depends on the signal strength. Now 3 are blinking.
So it's connecting strongly.
Yeah. Core breach in progress. Bunch of fog.
Core
that-
breach far sooner than you think.
Netflix and Amazon streams are in sync for once. That's nice.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot of fog, though. Where's the fog coming from? I didn't think the warp core was water cooled.
How do you know it's fog? It could be deadly plasma.
But that's not okay.
Wasn't plasma always glowy? I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Well, plasma's superheated gas, so it should glow.
Mm-hmm.
God, Silic, you're so rude. These are your people, man.
Yikes. Why did I end up on this rabbit hole?
I don't know,
Unless they're
but
really
feel
low
free to
tractor
not share with the
factor.
class. Okay, the lights are still blinking. They're not solid yet.
These Sulabone chips must have very low tractor factor if it takes so many of them to drag the Enterprise out.
I mean, they are pretty small, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Enterprise is like 20 of those things in size.
Yeah, both of the nacelles just exploded.
Should we be concerned about this?
The trick.
How does
They're
that work?
operational?
I saw them explode.
I saw them like vomit something out of them. I figured that was like their cores. Oh, it's a fake.
It's a fake.
I'm doing the thing.
But they exploded. It wasn't a fake explosion. Course and speed. You don't want to go a little faster? Like Warp 5?
Warp 5 is unsustainable. No more melting for Silic. Very sad.
The subtitles kind of spoil that a little bit, unfortunately.
Remember when this room used to like be a blur
All
effect?
wobbly.
Mm-hmm. I missed that.
It doesn't seem to be
I guess because
working at
it's
the
not
moment.
working right now.
Well, that's a Star Trek.
That's gotta feel so weird to hold his weird rubbery head. All of them. Silic, don't let him intimidate you.
Look how the trigger is a button, not like a normal trigger shape.
That's a button?
This gun is so weird. Yeah, it's like a little
Well-
round silver button.
You wouldn't need a regular trigger on a phaser because it's not a mechanism. It's just a button. It's just an electronic button that says, "Hey, shoot the gun now." It's like on a gun. It's a lever that's moving parts inside. You know.
You can activate digital things with a trigger.
You could, but there's no need. You know, you just go on DigiKey and order 10,000 momentary push buttons and shove them in the thing, the cheapest ones possible.
I feel like it's similar to like the accelerator and brake pedal in cars. They're not actually linked in modern cars to the physical components.
Oh,
but they're still.
the brake pedals certainly are. You have to be able to brake the car when the car is off. But the accelerator on modern cars, many are drive-by-wire, so it's just a joystick basically. But
yeah, but we still use a large pedal. So I feel like with guns, it'd be the same. We'd still use a trigger.
Brake pedals, generally, there might be some exceptions, but there's a mechanical link between the brake pedal and the brake booster. And
yeah.
so like I turn my car off put it in neutral at 100 miles an hour, I still have brakes.
Yeah, no.
And I
that's
can
a-
confirm that.
Oh God. I think I'm trying to think. I know there is some exceptions to that, but yes, no, you're right there. But yeah, I'm just sort of thinking electronic
There-
accelerators are still a big old pedal.
Mayweather's shirt is
Yeah.
button up. Why do they have button ups?
The advantage to the drive-by-wire
Oh, no.
throttle pedals
Oh,
is
she
that
got a
you
uniform.
don't need cruise control mechanism any longer because it's all done electronically. I mean, cruise control. So what you used to have was a cable going from the throttle pedal to the throttle on the engine, and then with cruise control, you'd have a little electric motor with a second cable that would move the throttle after you've turned cruise control on. So by going to drive-by-wire, you just have a motor on the throttle, and you have a joystick pedal, and then the computer will control it for the cruise control.
Some minor injuries, she says.
So the reason why I can tell you, well, might not be a good example because everything on my car is like mechanically connected, but
Wait,
my throttle. Yeah, go ahead.
we have Star Trek things to talk about.
Yeah.
Silic, they have a cell ship and they have Silic, but they're gonna leave Silic in a cell ship to just go home. Don't want to capture. Take it with them.
Yeah.
Take
that
him
seems
and the
odd.
ship.
Is he more dangerous on the ship than just letting him go? Like, is he more dangerous as a prisoner?
Well, think
He
of
should
what we
just
can
kill
do
him.
with the ship.
But if he killed him, then he wouldn't be there to help him in the future past.
Mm.
Remember? The future past.
Is that the name of an episode?
Past. No, there's later on in season 4, they're
Right.
Yeah, he turns
in
into
the
a human.
future, in the past, and he's
There for some reason.
Why the hell do the Vulcans have sacred monasteries when the idea of something being sacred is emotional?
Because the Vulcans are massive hypocrites and don't actually believe in logic.
Yeah.
contradiction wrapped in an enigma, wrapped in.
Also, apparently Futures Past was an SNES game of Star Trek The Next Generation.
Yeah,
Yes,
I've got a hint.
it was.
for
It was. I think it was Companion to a Final Unity. It's
6,000
also made by
people is not
Spectrum
a
Holobyte.
genocide make.
I think, wasn't it? It makes a good episode title, doesn't it? Futures Past. Or movie? Star Trek Futures Past.
Oh god, another inspirational speech. We don't always need a speech, Archer.
Saw a gazelle giving birth.
It's truly amazing.
God, human babies are just worthless. Why can't we do
Human
anything?
babies are the worst. No, because there is a worse baby. Kangaroo babies.
What do kangaroo babies do? Well, nothing.
Kangaroo
I'm saying.
babies are so useless.
The
but
reason-
then they
Gazelle's
reason why
running in
human
like 5
babies-
minutes. We just need years to do much of anything.
The reason why
Yeah.
human babies are so useless is
She's
because
got a big head.
our brain, right, big head. Our brain capacity is so large that to anatomically fit through the birth canal, we have to have like extrauteral development for several years to fully develop our brains.
there's no good reason why marsupial babies are born early, but they just are.
What's that species that like it's born and then it latches onto its mother for like 6 months and goes dormant?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's marsupials.
Yeah.
Sounds
that
like
a
something
koala?
fish would do.
Like,
Platypus, maybe.
It's some kind of
no, platypus are
marsupial.
born in eggs.
Kangaroo does that, I think.
Yeah.
Platypus is weird.
Is it echidnas lay eggs? Platypus lay eggs.
Yeah, platypi do.
and then-
Platypodes.
Yes, platypodes.
Platypi.
That screen is not hologram. That's just a screen. Wait, but now it's a hologram. The angle changed, but it didn't change before on a panning shot. I don't understand how this view screen works. Other than very well.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
It's
Also,
a science fact.
is it a window?
She's really just
Very well,
relaxed.
thanks for asking.
Don't worry about how they eat or breathe.
There's one thing I've learned about asking questions on this watch along. It's don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Very well, thanks for asking. This is two things I've learned.
Apologize.
These pajamas she has.
Silky.
I feel like there's an outtake here, but I don't remember what it is. I just remember the
Silk
line,
is
put
the
it
most
over the
logical
top.
sleeper.
Someone has made an LCARS interface for Windows. I think this is Windows.
Did Captain Archer just swear on my Star Trek?
I hope not. I didn't
He
hear it.
did.
Cursed.
He can't do
This is
that.
fake Star Trek. You can't say swears on
This is
Star Trek.
Chromebook. Is this
Oh,
for Chromebook?
The thumbnail for the next episode is Mo. Nice.
Mo.
Mo.
Mo money?
No, just Mo.
Mo money, mo problems?
They have a lot of problems, but no, just Mo. Okay, I need to
You got
type
99
in
problems,
Carbon Creek.
but a breach ain't one?
Carbon Creek is the next episode. 1 minute to that, starting now. Evan, queue up Carbon Creek. Carbon Creek. Carbon Creek.
99 problems.
Season
but a
2,
breach ain't
Episode
one.
2. On Amazon, it has a runtime of 42:45.
52:55 on Netflix, but I'm guessing that's like extra credit stuff at the end because the last one was synced pretty much perfectly the whole time. So
Okay, that's good.
The credits stuff.
I'd be shocked if there
Okay.
were different versions of the TV show out there. I know there's different versions of
I mean, the first season was off all pretty badly by the end, like good 10, 15
really?
seconds. Yeah.
Oh, just 15 seconds.
And of course, there was it was all good things, which was a fiasco because Amazon
That was awful.
Oh, there's many
used
different
the version as it was aired in syndication.
Hang on, get ready to press play,
Amazon
everyone.
used
In
the
5, shut up,
VHS
4,
of it, maybe?
3, 2,
No, it can't have been the
One.
VJ side of it.
Play.
It
Shut
must
up,
have been
John.
the one in syndication.
Gyrings. You talked over the countdown.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I'm out of sync now. Thanks, Gyrinks.
Why? Who's posting all these memes?
memes.
The memes?
What do you say? It's been a long road, Archie.
Yeah, it has been.
Got it from there to here.
What do you mean YouTube didn't stay in sync? What do you mean? Like the timestamp was wrong? Because, I mean, it's perfectly accurate on my end.
Annual crew evaluation.
Earth is absolutely a puppet state of the Vulcans. Like, this is absolutely insane that any sovereign nation would allow this shit.
Pretty soon, the Vulcans will be a puppet nation of Earth. So, you know.
It's fine. They'll get their sovereignty back eventually.
It's kind of, well, when they get destroyed.
No, no, they don't get destroyed. That's a
Vulcan
different
doesn't get
timeline.
Obliterated? Okay.
It's kind of weird how the
Um,
show is like against national sovereignty. Which is pretty interesting, I guess.
They're not against it. They're just creating
They
different
kind of are.
nations.
The people who I don't know.
Oh,
Pretty sure
YouTube
that
I'll have to
buffering
think a
Pakistan
bit
get to
about
tell
this.
Yeah, okay.
what happens in France, for instance.
On
But
we forget.
if you want to talk about losing national sovereignty, I mean, most of the countries in
Oh,
Europe now get their directive from Brussels. So
Very sad.
Fine, it's
though.
more complex than that, since Brussels can't dictate things like defense policy.
Oh yeah, that's us. Sorry.
Yeah,
I can't say I know very much about Europe.
I feel
It's,
like
volunteer as
It's over
tribute.
there in the east somewhere. They think they're all
Like,
fancy.
We are fancy.
what they couldn't do militarily, they did economically later on.
Yes, how dare they make a
mean, they
mutual
did
pact?
Did Germany actually, is arguably the second economy in Europe?
What is
Germany.
the second economy? What's the first
Yeah.
economy?
Definitely the UK. I mean, I know it's.
Oh, I didn't think you were part of Europe. Sorry.
Oh. I mean, we're not part of the EU, but we're part of Europe.
Are you though? I feel like Europe's a continent and you're an island.
Okay, so would you say that Manhattan is not part of America?
Well, it's a much
Continents
smaller
have
island, and
islands,
it's much
Robo.
closer.
They're not just
I mean,
floating out
Hawaii-
there in the ocean.
Hawaii is not
Hawaii
part
is part of America.
It's part of America, but it's not part of North America. It's Hawaii. It's
Why
an
do
island
we
in the middle
care?
of the Pacific.
Oh, look, a space probe. That's a kind of weird looking space
See,
probe.
you're conflating national boundaries with geographical features, and the
What do
continent
you
is
expect
definitely a
me to do? I'm
geographical feature.
European. We can't tell the difference.
Hang on, what was
Well-
that probe? Was that Sputnik?
It was Sputnik.
That's Ulrich.
It was.
Okay.
I believe it's a plot point too. I think they mentioned Sputnik.
Yeah, like they watched the launch of it. Some of the, the what are they called? Rural people? Hicks?
Was one of my favorite facts about the word
These are-
Nazi. Is
What? Where could this story
Sorry,
possibly be going?
Come on, Ryan. These people are the salt of the earth, the common clay of the West. Morons.
in 20th century Germany, the word Nazi, before it was taken over by the National Socialist Party, was equivalent to hick in modern America. It was a diminutive form of the name Ignatius, and that was seen as what farmers were called. So
Wait, so that's kind of coming back now.
That's cute.
Yeah, so that's why it was used to insult the Nazi Party initially, because it was like, oh yeah, the Nazis, implying they're stupid farmer sorts. And so it was initially outlawed when they came into power.
So they just took over Nazi like Americans took over Yankee.
Exactly.
It's our word now.
You either have to take ownership of your slurs or ban them.
Yes, Argos.
So do we think that
Argos is like, what did I walk into?
Yeah.
Is this not on YouTube or?
No, we're on YouTube.
Oh, you just okay.
We're just casually talking about Nazis.
Sorry, we're in
about the monetization. That's
we're 2
The
seasons.
monetization doesn't matter for the streams.
He might lose 30 cents. I don't think he's worried about it.
Or less.
I'll say with
I'll
two
go-
seasons.
I'll
too
go
early to be
outside and
worrying
find a
about-
quarter on the sidewalk.
Anytime I hear someone say National Socialist, I assume they're trying to have an intellectual conversation about the Nazis, you know? That's why I kept quiet. Love some Nazi talk,
What are
me.
those ration packs? They're not collecting their little ration packs in a bag or nothing. They're just leaving them out. The wind could blow those away.
So do we think that the story is a fake or is it real?
Surely it is real because at the end of the episode, T'Pol pulls out this lady's bag.
Does that mean it's real? Or did T'Pol just have a bag?
Maybe
Also-
she's like a weeb about the story. It's not. It's like it's just a fandom and on Vulcan. It's not actually real.
Does everyone believe it's their own great grandmother who was the protagonist of this story? Every Vulcan claims.
Well,
it's their
she's not the
great-grandmother.
protagonist. That dude on the bottom left is the protagonist.
Oh well.
Mo
true.
is the protagonist for sure.
Also, he's an early. What were those lot that they had a couple of episodes ago? He's like an early version of them. Interesting.
Speaking of Nazis, this guy plays a Nazi in 2 separate series of Star Trek.
Oh, damn. That's cool.
Once in Enterprise
he
and
played
once
a
in
very
Voyager.
convincing Nazi. He is very self-assured about the final solution.
Imagine being able to
I mean, just
play
listen to him.
like you're not just in Star Trek twice, and you're not just a Nazi twice. You're a Nazi in Star Trek twice.
Yes. He just sounds like a Nazi, though. Listen to him. Listen
He
to his
just has
voice.
this. He has this extreme
has the
self-assuredness
smug.
about him. Yeah.
Nazi.
And the way he carries himself so bolt upright.
Man, the Nazis really set a good example, don't they?
No.
You know?
No, they did
No,
not.
no.
You just.
Okay,
you
Argos,
carry
I know we
yourself.
were talking about Nazis, but there's only so much we can say about Nazis on YouTube. No, the Nazis did not set a good example.
No, the Nazis are awful.
He's like stand up straight and carry yourself, you know, good. And
No, standing up that straight
Well,
is bad for your back. Who was it that
I do-
turned human? Oh, Odo. Odo was keeping himself bolt upright, and Dr. Bashir had to lecture him about it.
Thank you, Rick Berman.
Yeah, we had quite a silhouette there from Rick.
I wonder how he did it. Like he had to illuminate that fucking perfectly so her nipples would show through it. How is that even possible?
he just
They've
has
just
big
got a really
perkies.
You use a projector.
Like there has to be like a bright light behind her, right?
Yeah, there is,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
There's
you
a big
just call it
spotlight.
projector.
Exactly the right
You need-
angle
you
for her
need, like,
nipples
really-
to protrude.
All right,
You need
moving
really,
along.
Like, polarized.
No, this conversation is
light.
over, Robo. Anyway, how about that truck? Look at that hat. What a beanie.
I wanted to say, I do find it interesting
I like T'Pol's
that-
outfit, though, honestly.
as much as and this is rightfully so, as much as Nazis are villainized, a lot of
Oh god.
oh
Oh god.
No, Robo.
like,
No, I'm cutting
modern
off this
civilization.
These are
conversation.
some
No,
really
no,
good
no, no.
ideas.
No, no,
you
no,
know?
no, nope. I'm cutting that off.
Damn, you actually muted,
Okay.
huh? This is literally
Yes.
1984.
Look,
Wait,
I
did
don't
they
want.
kidding,
actually
of
mute me?
course.
Yes, yes, I
don't,
did.
I don't give a shit about that sort of shit.
Oh,
I don't want any
I stopped
sentence that
talking
starts with
immediately
Nazis
when
are
it's a-
evil, but. If there's a but in there, we don't want it.
You know, those poor Nazis, they just aren't given freedom of speech.
Does that place always have Christmas tree shutters, or is that festive? Is it Christmas here?
No, it's pine.
This is a Christmas episode.
Didn't you see the pine trees?
Well, I got a bunch of redwoods around here. That doesn't mean I put them in my door.
Yeah, well, you're not Carbon Creek.
the man, this is really frustrating.
I think it's completely fake. I think T'Pol made it up. I think she planned this. Like she had the story all planned. She's like, I'm totally gonna dunk on them this.
Does some
And they
creative
were-
writing in
Everyone
her
is
spare
like
time?
weirded out. and then they're just fine with it in a second.
Oh no.
Apparently, it's
So,
quite
Look at all
believable.
those
though.
condiments. Jeez. There's so many.
Do you not like condiments?
Oh, I love condiments. I just wonder about the maintenance of all those condiments.
Why is it that whenever I hear the word condiment, I think of Age of Empires 2?
Why do
I don't
you?
know.
That
There-
is a weird connection.
The units in Age of Empires 2, whenever you select them and order them to do stuff, they say things, but they don't say things in English.
Yeah.
And I know one of them is commandment, and I don't know what that means, but someone says commandment.
It means nothing.
Probably means what is your
commander.
command?
It's sim
Yeah,
speak.
orders, just orders, I guess.
Orders. Yeah.
Commandment.
So now when I hear condiment, I just think commandment.
Now
Ugh,
I'm sitting on there.
rural hospitality, get out of here.
Suit yourself. Suit yourself.
Why does he have to ask his mother to play pool?
I don't
Because
know.
it costs money.
It's her table.
It's his bet. She's not gonna like make her son the big babby of the pub by going, "Oh, you're not allowed to bet."
It's simple geometry. I'm pretty sure Tuvok has this same line.
Yeah, but Tuvok actually sucks at it.
Remember when Tuvok wore a do-rag?
A what?
He wore a do-rag in one episode.
Oh,
It's like a type of hat.
yeah.
That, like collects sweat, I think.
Doesn't he wears that in the Sarah Silverman episode, right?
That's
when
a
they go
time
to
travel
LA?
episode. Yeah,
Yeah, they go
it's
to
LA.
past LA.
And he's a total freakosaurus.
Yes, he is.
I like
I mean,
Tuvok.
he is for real.
He's a very
Tuvok's weird.
he's an underrated character. I like him.
Best Vulcan in the series. In the franchise.
Oh, that's Spock.
Nah, I like Tuvok more than Spock. Unironically,
That's a
I
hot
think
take.
Tuvok's better.
That's a really hot take.
Well, there it is.
That's kind of like.
It's okay to have hot takes.
I like
agree
Discovery,
with
and I
that.
think Tuvok's better than Spock.
That's much hotter of a take than liking Discovery. I think that's probably a hotter
No.
take.
Nah.
I think the
Discovery's
general consensus is Tuvok is bland.
Tuvok's not bland. He has a dry wit.
Tuvok's
I like him.
a sarky
I'm
boy.
a Tuvok apologist. I think he's good and funny.
He's actually got a bit of sense of humor, which most Vulcans don't bother to develop.
Also, it's true that Spock is not actually technically full Vulcan.
He's
He
a
just
Vulcan.
he just acts Vulcan.
Well, he's a Vulcan
He's a
culturally,
larper.
and he's half a Vulcan genetically. So that's
Yes.
close enough.
It's close enough.
See, this is the difference between this guy and Tuvok. Tuvok sucks at pool, actually.
Simple geometry.
Is this pool or billiards?
This is pool.
How did he know that he had to call the 8-ball? How did he know this? This is
Yeah, I
not a
wonder
rule
that
that you could just
myself.
I
make
think
up.
he's been studying Earth a lot more closely than he let on from the survey mission.
I mean, he could have just listened while they were like having a chat with the barwoman. I forget her name.
Yeah.
Cryogenics. That's one way to describe it.
It's not quite the same. Did
I
we
mean,
just call
it's flesh
refrigeration
that's frozen. That
cryogenics?
counts as cryogenics.
So, well, we
frozen.
should just start calling the fridge the
Oh,
cryo.
man.
Yeah.
Well, does the fridge count or just the freezer?
I don't know. Depends where you think cryogenics begins.
You didn't even finish your dinner, T'Pol.
Paul's here to be polite. She's not here to eat.
Yeah,
She's
but
gonna
she
eat
almost
her-
like stopped the story. That was very impolite.
I think it's just a ploy to draw them further in.
Yeah, she understands human psychology by now.
What is that
Plumber
bucket?
man. Plumber man with secret weapon.
Why does that bucket have... Oh, Jesus, he has a sonic
The
screwdriver.
sonic screwdriver.
That is really a sonic screwdriver.
It's a laser
Also,
screwdriver.
That's
how screwed
cheating.
would a
He can't
human
do
plumber
that.
have been, considering
He's just
Vulcan's
using a
strength?
phaser on the pipe.
But, like, Vulcans are super strong compared to humans, so how screwed would he have been if he was a human plumber?
Tactical use
mean,
of
people always
in place of artillery. Let's not use
Yeah, that was
nukes
a
as
bad
tactical
idea.
devices.
That was a bad
Before,
idea.
before
Fact.
you know, the whole radiation fallout stuff, we were going to use them for mining and everything. Because they were like, it makes big boom, and that's like
It
really
does
good
make
for
big boom.
minings.
Yes.
And then we realized, uh-oh, we poisoned the water table again.
They
Sorry.
irradiated their own planet? A scholarship. I guess this is, what, the 1930s? When is it? What's happening
It's the
here?
50s or 60s, I think.
50s or 60s?
Because they've got the nukes, so it must be post-war.
But they're
But
only developing the
just
nuke. They don't have it yet.
No, they have them.
They do.
This is after
was
Sputnik.
launched in 1957.
Okay, I thought that TV broadcast was, like, slowly building up to a proper nuke.
No, they're just using tactical nukes.
They're just like, hey
Which one
guys,
am I
we got the
saying?
latest nuke to show you. Here's some footage.
Wow.
Cool, right?
Mo, there he is. Hang on, I don't really know offhand what Mo looks like. Let me look up Mo.
He has that hair, yes.
Not quite. Not quite.
He's like,
I mean,
I
if you're
am
a little
better
kid
than
and
this.
you're, and you're wanting to
He's
make fun
like-
of someone, it's definitely close enough.
He's all like, I'm better than this. I don't have to be a plumber. And then she's like, yeah, help me with this thing that's like on your level. Nope, it's impossible.
Doing research. Sitting in front of that device. We're doing research right now, sitting in front of our devices. God, Vulcans... He just wants them to turn into other Vulcans. Well, maybe he doesn't, but she does.
That's all they know how to do, to be fair.
How can they communicate with the humans? They don't have universal translators, I don't think.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Science fact, and they probably do have UTs. They have a bunch of tech that they won't give the humans.
But Hoshi invented the UT.
Well, it's the VUT, the Vulcan Universal
what?
Translator.
Maybe it's a partial translator.
Maybe they're just smart Vulcans and they learned English.
Like, in like the 5 seconds they were in the bar before they started
No,
talking.
had
Maybe
a
they
week
mind
to
melded
study
with
it.
someone and
Like while they were doing the rations.
learning
Ripped
English
the
that
knowledge
way.
from their mind.
Just like Spock
That'll
did to
work.
Polaris.
You see, the thing about a story is you don't need to think that hard about it.
Vulcans are mildly telepathic. What are you doing?
Brakes squeal.
Yeah?
It's breaking my immersion.
Oh, doesn't approve.
Can you imagine
Oh,
getting
God,
told a story and someone's like, oh, and she
Paul's
pulled up and the
jealous.
brakes squealed on
Did
the
you
car?
Did you see that other car? That other car was over the double yellow line, swerving into the lane with the Vulcan.
Oh, wow.
Jesus Christ.
That's a little.
He didn't
that's
even
a
recover.
ticket.
They were driving on the yellow line after they recovered slightly.
I think she's
Indistinct
jealous.
conversations.
What did they go see?
I
Baseball?
literally saw
Yeah.
the person there.
I've never heard anyone describe baseball as invigorating.
Might be for a Vulcan.
At least not watching. Maybe
It's
playing
slightly late.
baseball.
He's not offended. He was
He's
just
not-
absolutely really scared right there.
He's also not answering the question. What is he hiding under the hat? Pointed head? Pointed eyebrows? Pointed ears, perhaps?
He does have kind of strange eyebrows, you know? They don't look right. You don't look like other humans.
And nobody's questioning it. That's just how he looks.
Yeah.
They're very accepting.
They're very accepting, yeah. I bet if he was green or something, they wouldn't be so accepting.
How do you ask someone why their eyebrows are slightly upturned? How do you
just
ask
simply
someone
ask,
that?
why do your
Very
eyebrows
easily.
look like that?
Why are your eyebrows slightly upturned?
Would you
Just
say
like
that
that.
to a person?
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
I would.
Moon, why are
never
your
gonna get the
eyebrows
answer
like
if you
the
don't
way that
ask.
they are?
I don't know, because that's the way they grew.
Oh,
Are we glad that Vulcans aren't green like Gene Roddenberry intended?
what?
Interesting.
Weren't Vulcans supposed to mean you're
No,
green?
wait, no. Vulcans were...
Didn't he like test Spock with some sort of paint and it just didn't look right in the cameras?
They wanted them to be red, right? And then they couldn't do it because they looked like a devil.
Hmm.
Here, let me.
It's the devil.
And it was the 60s.
He chose actor Leonard Nimoy because of his high Slavic cheekbones and an interesting face.
His high Slavic cheekbones.
He does have an interesting face, that's fair.
He does. He definitely does that.
I think his voice is more interesting than his face.
Star Trek Vulcans red.
I swear there was some sort of paint that he wanted for his skin.
Star Trek Vulcans original color. More research.
You don't understand. You're not my real mum.
You can't tell me what to do. Yeah, no, I can't find anything about it. I might have made that up.
Yeah, I could be making it up too. But I swear I heard something about that, though. I heard it was green, not red.
I know there was something about one of the alien races looked kind of demonic to people from the 60s, so they changed it.
I know that they said that Spock looked demonic. Like, that was one of the complaints from the producers about Star Trek. They also didn't like number 1. And
apparently he was originally half Martian.
The characters.
And Mars is red.
I also go to the library.
I need to resynchronize. Let's see
You tried to say something, but I have no idea what it was.
the power went out. Could I get the timestamp?
There you go. Look at the stream.
That's like a pickup line for a Vulcan. You just start talking about meditation.
All right, keep doing that. That's good.
Okay, I found a
Few more
sketchy
seconds.
website that claims to say something about it.
Got it.
I'll post it in
Oh,
the general
I'm
chat.
1 second behind.
It's
What
okay.
about Spock's cheekbones?
He has some.
No, I found that on Wikipedia about Spock's cheekbones being Slavic and alien.
So I don't a lesson. My UPS that my router and my modem are on doesn't work right, and I keep meaning to switch it, and I haven't done it because the one I have to replace it has a fan, and it's in my bedroom, and I don't want to hear the fan
That
24/7.
sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
And a you solution.
Good.
But what did Maggie say?
Yeah.
I believe that Star Trek Enterprise had an episode about coal mining.
I mean, sort of tangentially, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sort of.
No,
It's
it's like where
interesting that
the
the
drama comes from.
it's interesting the Vulcans would participate in coal mining.
Are we sure it's a good idea to set off a particle weapon in a coal mine?
It clearly is
Probably
the
not.
best idea because Mistral had the idea.
Okay.
So there's
Why
like
do
a
these
city that had
Vulcans have the Prime Directive?
there's a whole like oh they do, don't they? But they're whatever.
Yeah,
I mean they're
T'Pol
stuck here
talks
now.
about how Vulcans try not to interfere. It's not
What
called
they should
the
have done
Prime
is
Directive.
vaporize all the wreckage and then take some type of pill that would vaporize their bodies, right?
They
And
have
not
guns. They
interfere.
could vaporize themselves and the guns at the same time.
Yeah.
Set them to overload or something. They do that all the time.
But so there's a city that it's over a coal mine that had like everyone had to move. They had to close the city because there's a fire in the coal mine. It's been going for like 40 years. And if you go there, it's just like this big abandoned ghost town, but there's like smoke seeping up through the ground.
Why
Well,
does
that's
Star
good.
Trek seem to think that, or at least sometimes seems to think that cultural purity is more valuable than people's lives?
That ask Gene.
I don't think that's the
Like, it's kind of
that's really being
insane.
measured
Not in this
here.
episode. This episode's clearly very critical of it, because we're supposed to agree with cutting the people out. But like, there's episodes of TNG where Picard like lets thousands of people die.
Or entire planets.
Yeah.
Well, Picard's an idealist at the end of the day.
Why is his
Well,
ideal
but
murder,
sure,
though?
But his ideal is like, let's kill a bunch of people because
His
they can't
ideal is
see our culture.
non-interference.
It's kind of the opposite of, you know,
He ain't going to have any culture in
laws of
about 30
robotics.
minutes.
The laws of robotics have that clause. You can't kill a human or let a human come to harm through inaction. The Prime Directive is like the opposite of that second bit. Actually, inaction is the preferable solution.
They made their own laws of robotics and they follow it robotically.
Of responsibility. Because instead of being like, oh, what do we do? It's like, we would do nothing unless.
They'll do nothing unless they're technologically advanced.
It's a way for the Federation to sort of wash their hands of certain atrocities, in a sense.
But for what end?
Oh, if these guys are in caves, like, there's no point in saving them, lol. But if they have warp drive, you're like, oh, save them.
People are inherently more valuable if they have better tech. That's how it works in Star Trek.
We must steal their tech and put it in our ships as souvenirs.
You know, in some ways, they're even worse than the Borg. At least they tell you about their plans for assimilation.
Like, what in Gene Roddenberry's mind is wrong about interacting with other cultures? Like, why is it somehow bad to interact with people from different cultures?
It's not bad.
Bizarre.
What's bad, and that's portrayed in the show, is if you interact with a culture that's like really primitive, you could spoil its development.
To what end, though? Like,
To unintended ends, you don't know, and that's the reason that Starfleet and stuff chooses not to interfere, because they've had times where they have interfered with good intentions, and it's not went well.
so, like, give them a choice. Be like, hey, you want us to save you? We can totally do it. We can move you to a different planet so your planet doesn't fucking get destroyed. And I guess if they want to stay, then let them stay.
That's the kind of thing that they have presumably tried, and it's like not worked out. So they're just like, we're not doing that anymore.
That's insane. I
It's not
can't
insane.
disagree with
It's
that
like
more.
Fortunately,
It's
it's
not
just a
entertaining.
TV show. Nobody has actually been left to die in space. Except a dog. And a monkey.
Well,
I just
several
can't believe that
dogs.
anyone thought this was ever
And
ethical.
possibly 3 cosmonauts.
Yes, lots of cosmonauts have died. And I mean,
Were they left to die, or
Columbia
did they
crew-
just die?
Columbia crew. So,
That's not being left to die. That's just an accident.
well, they knew that was going to happen. They had known that there was damage to the heat shield, and they weighed the possibilities of trying to send a second shuttle to rescue them, and they were like, nah, just go for it, send it.
Yeah, well, that was kind of the order of the day, wasn't it? Send it until it works.
Well, no, Columbia was like, when was that? Like 2001, 2002?
We're talking about the space shuttle that exploded? Or
There's
burned
2
up in
space
the
shuttles.
atmosphere?
So
The
Challenger exploded on
yeah.
ascent, and
And
Columbia
like-
disintegrated on reentry.
Mm-hmm.
T'Pol, you look so offended.
God.
So the most like the worst part about the Challenger explosion is that the orbiter, the crew compartment, was intact through the descent. So like they were mostly aware of what was happening after the vehicle disintegrated, and they were free falling back to the ocean.
And then what happened?
And then they died on impact. If they were still alive. If they weren't like mercifully made unconscious from fumes of burning.
I mean, dying on
plastic and stuff.
impact is like you're not going to really experience
Feel
that.
anything,
It's just
yeah.
going to be like the impact
Black.
happens and that's it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Have you ever done it?
Oh yeah, loads of times.
I
Something-
wonder I'm sorry, but there must be some sensation as your brain is pulverized in those few milliseconds as it's like disintegrating. There's
I mean,
something
maybe, but
you're
it's not long enough
experiencing
to
something.
be actively suffering if
Not
you're
necessarily.
literally dying on impact.
I mean, given the lag time between anything happening and you being aware of it is like a good 90 milliseconds, you might not actually notice anything at all.
But you ever have the times where like a moment seems to last a long time, or like you dream and the dream seems like it's been days in the dream, but it's only been minutes or hours?
So that's possible.
Like, what if something like that happens and where it's like you're dying and it's only a few milliseconds, but it feels like forever?
I don't know, Robo. Would you like to test it?
No.
Yeah, just get
that's the
into like an
point.
accident where you die on impact and let us know.
Something I'm really pleased about Discovery doing is they finally retconned the Prime Directive. It's really happy.
How did they retcon it? What do you mean?
Yeah, in season 2, Pike. It's explicit that since Pike is the captain of a starship, he can override the Prime Directive if he feels
Okay.
like it. And now it suddenly makes sense how all these captains have violated the Prime Directive constantly without getting in any trouble.
The invention
they
that's
still
going
got
to
in
change
trouble.
the world. What could it be?
They just didn't get loser command.
Velcro?
I like how doing this, the guy's like, wow.
I wonder if
But
it
obviously
invented Velcro in real life.
at that time it
More
was
concerned about
very
the
accomplishment is a
strange
race.
material.
Yeah, screw 'em.
I wonder who Star Trek has no respect for.
Well, clearly you don't have any respect for them. You don't know who they are.
Yeah, Swiss electrical engineer George de Mestral invented it in
Wait, Mestral?
1941.
Mestral.
Yeah,
Like
Mestral.
Mistral.
George de Mestral. That is actually hilarious.
Was it not? Was he working for DuPont at the time? I'm pretty sure they own Velcro now.
Tupont,
No,
like
no, no.
Tupal.
The name is a portmanteau. Did you know that?
Not DuPont. DuPont.
The name is a
Velcro is a-
portmanteau of the French words velours for velvet and crochet for hook.
No, I didn't know that.
All
So
right.
I believe Velcro, the hooks are made by curing the nylon under infrared light, and they form those hooks.
Did it really change the world, though?
Velcro? Well,
It
it's
changed the
extremely
world
valuable,
of
but it
small
changed the
item
world.
storage in your pocket.
in real life, I thought Velcro was created for the space industry, but then they stopped using it because in high oxygen environments, the fuzzy side of Velcro
You don't want that much
sometimes
surface
spontaneously
area.
combusts. Right, it just bursts into flames. So, they use partial pressure in spacecraft. So, like inside the spacecraft, it's only 3 psi, but when you take a breath, the volume of air that you pull in at 3 psi has the same amount of oxygen as a
Yes.
an atmospheric pressure breath at sea level on Earth, right? So
Because it's not really worth it to carry all that nitrogen up. It's a lot of nitrogen.
no, yeah.
Do they breathe
yeah.
pure oxygen in the space station? Then?
No, it's still a blend because pure oxygen caused issues, which was
But
what
it's
the Apollo 1
it's a lot of
disaster was.
oxygen.
It's a lot of oxygen, but it still has other, nitrogen and trace gas.
Do they
Inert
breathe
gases.
dihydrogen, monoxide?
Dihydrogen
What?
monoxide.
That
As in
seems like a
water
bad
vapor,
thing
yes.
to breathe.
Do you know
Dihydrogen
100% of
can
people
cause
that breathe
asphyxiation.
dihydrogen monoxide die?
That's not
Yep.
true.
100% of people who drink dihydrogen monoxide die as well.
Well, you shouldn't drink it.
100% of people who've been exposed to dihydrogen monoxide in any form have died.
Dihydrogen monoxide is used in lethal injection.
Oh my
Everyone
God.
who has had any form of cancer has been exposed to dihydrogen monoxide.
Dihydrogen monoxide has been used in nuclear weapons.
It's used in nuclear reactors as well.
It's an essential part of the nuclear fission and fusion process.
And
We need
it's
to
just a
get rid of
coolant.
this stuff. It's poisoning the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's used as a coolant in your car.
I mean, we are
Dihydrogen
currently
monoxide is a greenhouse gas.
experiencing a thing where we have a little too much dihydrogen monoxide. It's coming up to us.
Yeah.
That's
Well, we
what
have
I'm
exact-
hearing.
Then you just
No, Ryan. We have exactly the same amount of dihydrogen monoxide as we started with. It's just changing forms. It's changing states.
Technically.
Technically.
No, guys,
Technically-
let's not get sidetracked. The problem isn't the quantity, the problem is its presence at all. We need to get
What
rid
if we
of
take the dihydrogen monoxide and push it somewhere else?
it. Push it out of the planet's atmosphere. How long do Vulcans live? Like 200 years?
Yeah, some like that.
That must be like what a Vulcan thinks about a human's lifespan is like if we knew some like other
A
species
dog.
that live to like 10 years old.
A
What
dog.
would he do just 40 years later during...
A sentient species that could communicate with us on a level that's more than just woof.
So Nestral is alive right now on Earth. Is he in Pennsylvania? Where is he? Did he go over to Montana?
Did he survive the eugenics?
He's probably
wars
dead by
and
now,
all
right?
that?
Like 1950s. World War III is in like 2070, maybe. I don't remember. Or no, it's a
World
little
War
earlier
III
than
is
that,
soon.
because we see the end of World War III with First Contact, right?
Oh, I'm looking forward to World War III.
Well, I mean, we do have the whole situation with Ukraine, so I mean, maybe.
We can finally get rid of the dihydrogen monoxide.
Well, we're already in a divergent timeline because 1996 was the eugenics wars, and that didn't happen.
It was.
Oh, didn't
It was a minor
Didn't it?
skirmish.
Yeah, apparently like the new comics are like saying it's like some shadow war on the internet, and that's stupid. Just let it be a different
Oh,
universe, guys.
what?
Come on.
No.
That is painful.
There's the bag. There it
That's
is.
the bag.
Oh, maybe the eugenics wars are happening right now. Maybe there's no such thing as COVID. All the deaths are from the eugenics wars, and they're just covering it up.
Yeah, but where's Khan? That's my Indian.
That is
super
Star
soldier.
Trek novels tier evidence right there. You could be hired. Have any of you guys noticed that Archer says champing at the bit instead of chomping at the bit?
Yes,
Isn't
because
that-
he
You can't
knows English
unhear
words.
it. You can't unhear it.
No, but that's
because
the
that's
actual.
the phrase.
What do you mean? That's how it works.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's chomping at the bit.
Chomping is what do you call it? Corruption. Champing
Is
is the original.
What is champ?
No way.
It is absolutely.
No way.
Champ,
is champing,
champ
though?
is just another word for chomp, Argo. So both are correct. It's just that champing is the original.
What is the bit? Where's the bit that is being champed?
It's a thing that's in a horse holds in its mouth. I
The
think.
bit.
Is it?
The bit is the
Yeah,
bit.
the
The
bit
bit,
is
and bridle. It
for
goes
the-
in the horse's mouth, and it's what you pull on.
Oh my god.
That's why it's called a bit, because they bite it.
If you've ever
And
been
then
champed
it's
by a
getting-
horse,
No,
then
it's
you
not
know the
getting
difference
bitten. It's
between
being
champ and chomp.
champed.
Anyway, the next episode is Minefield. 1 minute to that. Minefield. Minefield.
This is the one where Reed is like, "Oh, my leg!" Right?
Let
Like
me
half
die.
episode.
Just kill me
Yeah,
already.
He's like so determined to die.
Alright.
He could
I'm
be the
gonna go,
first
guys.
person to be
Episode where he
killed by
gets-
that, but it's such a good episode.
Oh yeah, it's a great episode. It's just
watching
like
Star
Reed's
Trek.
just like, "Just let me go."
Pees,
Just
he
let me
pees in a
do it."
spacesuit. It's the best part.
It does.
You know, if he's peed in a spacesuit, what would actually happen? Well, they might have put like a diaper.
They
type
have a
stuff in there, but
bag.
what would happen is it would float up into the helmet and it would collect around his face and he'd drown in his own piss.
He could just drink it and then. It
If
wouldn't
that
drown.
was
Come
what
on.
could happen,
This
that's a
literally
terribly
happened.
designed suit.
This literally happened to a astronaut. So astronauts in EV suits, like in EVA suits in real life, they have a drink tube, and his drink tube broke. So
Hold
it
that
was just
thought.
leaking
Press
water.
play
and
in
he
5, 4,
Why didn't he just drink
3.
it?
Shut up. 2, 1. Play. Okay.
Because you're in zero gravity and it's around your face and you can't. You
You
just
just
can't.
suck.
Like, yeah. Right.
Just drink it.
So, he's an astronaut who's done.
Well, he's
however many
obviously not a
thousands
very
of
good
hours of
astronaut
training.
because he died.
What are you doing,
They don't
Reed?
teach astronauts to suck.
Oh, he's making himself all
Yeah, they
presentable
don't
for
teach
the
astronauts
captain.
to suck.
Well, maybe if they did, he would be alive.
Anyway, Star Trek.
This is literally Star Trek. It's about a spacewalk.
Look
Yeah,
at
I
that
never noticed that
massive
these
jug
guys'
of OJ.
undershirts are button-up. They have a
Yeah,
button-up
that's
shirt
weird.
and a zip-up uniform.
Yeah, it seems
Doesn't
like
that
a
make
waste of time.
sense to differentiate?
But why not just have
Should
it
just
like
be a-
the slip-on?
Turtleneck. Yeah, exactly.
Have the what now?
It just seems like it would be faster just if you
The
slip
pajamas?
it on. And
Nah,
zip
they're
it up
not in
and-
pajamas yet. They're in onesies.
Oh no, you know what they have? They still have their pajamas underneath, right? They still have their blue t-shirt, tank top
Yeah,
underneath this
Yeah.
black shirt.
they have 3
But why
layers
have
on right now.
buttons? Oh, is this Eggs Benedict?
Yeah.
I've never
It is.
actually had Eggs Benedict. I've had a McMuffin, which is supposed to be like Eggs Benedict.
You know that cup of orange juice, or is that a pitcher? It looks like it's really
Really pulpy.
low.
I like
And low.
the shaker thing that he done the shaking with like salt.
With the
I want
pepper.
one of those.
Yeah.
It seems very ergonomic.
Do you suppose the reason they have 3 layers is because they keep it cold on the ship for energy conservation?
Or
Maybe.
But then they don't have mittens.
Or maybe they just want to like show Tucker's bulge and that's why they have the weird pajama thing.
so. All right. Prime won't stop showing the overlay. So like I'd have the pause button, and the forward and advance, and the timer and everything. It just won't go away.
You could try
Weird.
very quickly pausing and unpausing.
Didn't do anything.
You could try reloading the page, I guess.
I did that too, and it's still doing it.
Well, then just deal with it.
I guess. Try Control F5. Oh, what just happened?
It did a hard refresh. That's what Control F5 does.
Yeah, but it. Yeah, it's still doing it.
Jeez.
Oh wait.
Why is Malcolm being so awkward?
Because he doesn't feel comfortable socializing with the captain.
Well, he better get comfortable because Archer's just gonna make him.
He is going to
As
make
long
it.
as I-
That's the plot of the episode.
As
The whole
long as I
thing.
click and hold on the title of the window, it goes away, and then as soon as I let go of the mouse, it comes back. Fuck.
I don't know what to tell you. Preferably one that's not erupting. Okay, so this episode's all going to be about an erupting volcano. Oh, no, something else.
No, it's an erupting ship.
That, yeah, they're missing most of a hallway there now.
Look like crew quarters.
I think I
Don't
saw
skip
a
the
person
intro.
just like floating.
I don't think anyone died here.
Not yet. Oh wait, no, we've had an on-screen death already.
Well, they've transported a lot of people.
Yeah.
So anyway, after the stream, I've got a bunch of stuff that I have to do today and tomorrow. Or I could just work twice as long tomorrow and binge watch Witcher Season 2 today.
Yeah, I was gonna watch Witcher. You guys want to watch Witcher?
First watch throughs I don't want to watch in a group.
Witcher stream.
Hmm.
I don't like
That's
doing
fair.
things for the first time in a group.
Well, good one.
That makes it hard to lose your virginity, doesn't it?
Is two people a group? Does that constitute a group?
Say so, yeah.
Well, no, three's
No,
a
it's a
crowd.
it's a pair.
It's a group. It's a group of two.
No.
It doesn't matter.
No.
Also, I forgot to blur the screen.
What, for the entire stream so far.
No, just this episode so far.
Oh, that's alright then.
It's all blur.
Oh,
I wasn't
no.
showing the
A
episode. I was just
number
showing the
of
info
people
screen.
or things
A
that are located
thermokinetic
close together
explosion, like
or
an
considered or classed
explosion.
together.
Yes, that's usually what an explosion is. Thank you, Malcolm. Oh, we can't tell. We might have lost someone. We don't know. Are these
Two
different
or
uniforms?
more.
These look like the same
There you go.
uniforms. Are you? Someone's saying that these are different, but they look the same to me.
The uniforms are different? They changed the shade of
I'm
blue.
pretty sure
for
the button up
uniforms.
is new. Maybe.
I don't think so.
The uniform itself looks
think-
exactly the same to me.
I think no, they changed the shade of blue, and they probably are wearing them with the zipper lower than they used to. Who's that? Was that Hoshi knocked out?
Yeah.
There?
Yeah, Hoshi's kind of messed up. No fatalities. Everyone's fine. Everything's fine. Stay calm.
Indistinct conversations.
So at this point, T'Pol, when they realize it's the Romulans, T'Pol knows
The Romulans.
everything about the Romulans. Romulans.
Some
Rama ding
Romulans.
dong. The Romulans. She has information she's withholding.
Wow, Vulcans withholding information. What a twist.
Vulcans have
What a
never
tool.
withheld any information.
Yeah, but for T'Pol to do it right now, after the whole "if I find out you're keeping something from me" speech,
I'm gonna
that he
knock
gave
you
her
on
in,
your
the first
butt.
season. Her nice butt.
Archer really likes doing that. It's his favorite threat.
Gonna knock you on the floor, Sonny.
Everybody on Enterprise wears padded underpants because of it.
So Archer just comes through and knocks them all down.
Just
He is
throwing
quite big,
haymakers
like,
in the
he's kind of
corridor.
a threatening guy. Like,
Yeah. Who's the most
Try
intimidating
Cobalt.
commanding officer in
Is that even a
Star Trek?
question? It's obviously Cisco.
Yes,
Have
I
you
know,
seen the
that's what I was
compilation
getting-
of Cisco yelling at people?
Yeah. No, I haven't, but
This
I highly
Romulan
recommend
tech
it.
is
I believe it's
miles
called just Captain Cisco yelling at everyone. It's really good. And
Captain
it's
Cisco yells.
yeah, yells at everyone. It's like just 5 minutes of Cisco yelling at people. Dude's either a complete teddy bear or just completely scary.
He's super tender at times, like
Yeah.
with Jake.
And then sometimes he's not.
I have a bottle of coconut milk, a carton, a paper carton that expired October 23rd, but I never opened it, never broke the seal. You think
No.
use it, pitch it? Coconut milk.
You know what?
I
Yes,
mean,
use
it's
it.
just
Do it.
it's coconut milk. Like,
Drink it, you
slam in
coward.
there.
We live on the edge, right?
Yeah, drink it and then report back.
Drink $3 of expired milk to prove your courage.
Most of those like best befores are just like government regulated stuff. Like you can drink stuff after that, you know.
Yeah, if the government tells you can't do something, you have to do it.
I mean, you
Yeah.
just give it the smell test. That's how you deal with milk. It's easy.
Don't
But it's
tread on
coconut
me.
milk. Does that have the same curdle smell?
No, it does. I mean, it's not
Probably
as
not.
bacterial.
Probably lasts for ages because of that.
Yeah,
Isn't coconut milk just water?
yeah.
Coconut
Yeah, with
milk?
like a hint of coconutty taste.
Hmm.
So
But,
in conclusion, you should just go drink it and see what happens.
Yeah, drink it if you're so big and strong. Gonna let some
No.
water take you down.
There might be dihydrogen monoxide in there. Just letting you know.
High concentration.
It's mostly dihydrogen
Drink at your own
monoxide.
risk. Oh, it's little planets.
It's like a minefield
No,
or
it's
something.
mines.
Just for a second there, when they unveiled the mines, they played some TOS bridge sound effects of the sensor sweep.
Oh wow. They do that because it has some of the same instruments too.
Yeah, they got the viewer and
The
The
triangle
viewer.
microscope. Yeah. Like in the 50s, that's what they thought readouts were gonna be. Like you look inside like a Nickelodeon screen.
why
They
is
didn't
that
think
so
we were gonna have
bulky? I guess
32-inch
radiation
wide
shielding.
screens.
Nice tablet.
It's so thick.
He's got the latest pad.
There's a lot of things I didn't think we were gonna have. Yet here we are.
We still don't have starships or hovering cars or Vulcans in a rural city.
I
Colonies
think
on
we
the
can
moon.
live without Vulcans.
Where Vulcan supposed to be from? Was it Epsilon Eridani?
They're
Epsilon
from
Eridani
Vulcan?
A? Something Eridani A? Eta Eridani? There's a lot of Eridanis.
All I know is that when they do land, we should do what the Mirror Universe did and take all their stuff.
That's a really foolish idea because we don't know how strong they are compared to how strong we are.
Yeah, but if we steal their technology, then we're as strong as they are.
We
We have
look
to
for
first, like-
things that make us strong.
Mm-hmm.
We have humanity strength plus whatever tech they've got, which makes us stronger. That's my logic. And then we win.
There's some kind of starship out there.
I don't want to spoil it, but that's the Romulan ship, right?
Yeah.
No.
No, we already did that episode.
I don't want to spoil it, but we just spoiled it. But we spoiled it already.
I don't want to
because-
spoil Star Wars for you, but Vader is Luke's father, right?
I don't want to spoil it for you, but Reed doesn't die this episode, even though he really wants to.
He tries so hard to kill himself.
You may not have seen the movie Titanic, but I hate to tell you, the boat sinks.
And then they built another Titanic. What happened with that one? They
Wow.
made another Titanic boat.
I think they didn't crash it into an iceberg. That's
Oh, that one also had like a fatal ending. It was called the Olympic.
No, I'm literally talking about a boat called Titanic too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they did. All right.
It's planned. It's not even finished built yet. They're working on it.
isn't
They're
Olympic
building
the one
a
that just sat on a
replica
dock for ages?
Titanic.
Why would you
Got
call a
used for
ship
spare
that?
parts?
That's just inviting disaster.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
What, Olympic?
No, Titanic too.
Advertise it as the unsinkable ship, don't you?
Call it the Olympic carrier, then it'll be fine.
The Olympic carrier. Oh, that's a Battlestar Galactica. Is that the one they blew up?
Yeah. Because there was nukes on board, and they were like, nope.
There might still be people on there.
And
Blow
he
it
looks
up.
in and there's no
Kill 'em.
people. And they're like, no, blow it up. There may be a peoples on the ship.
You know, what
There
would
might
happen
be
if they went to
nukes.
warp? Nothing would happen to him if they went to warp. Nothing at all.
You
He'd
don't
be
know
fine.
that.
He'd be fine.
Go to warp inside a planetary system. Are you crazy?
No, he'd be fine on the hull of the ship, is my point.
This is the same person who was asking us if he should drink 2 months expired milk. So I think you
He'd be
take
fine.
this.
No, they
people
look.
don't
There's
take
literally
that
an episode where they fly two ships alongside or above and below each other, and they transfer a crew member at warp.
Yeah,
from
on a
one to the
cable
other.
between the ships.
So
Works
yeah,
great.
but he's magnetically attached to the hull. He would be.
But he doesn't have a cable. The cable is integral.
He doesn't need a cable. He's not going from one
Two
ship to
ships
another. He
also
just-
share a warp bubble in TNG. So, but how's the milk, Robo?
So he's inside the warp bubble. That's my point. Is like inside the warp bubble, nothing's really moving.
Mhm.
It's
he's
not
just
dramatic
fine.
enough.
When are you going to try this milk?
If I make look,
Are
so
you going to do it on stream?
I use the
Like, come on.
coconut milk to make coconut rice.
Mhm.
So the next
So
time I
what
make
if you just
coconut
try
rice,
the milk right now?
but I don't want to open it until I'm ready to make coconut rice, because then it starts the countdown of using
So
it within 7 days.
What do you
You
mean it starts the
interrupted-
countdown? It's already expired by 2 months.
You interrupted the Cisco discussion to talk about your hypothetical future rice milk, coconut milk. Okay.
Yeah.
My
Just-
coconut
Argos,
rice is
Argos, how come
delicious.
your profile picture is an anime girl in a Santa hat?
It's my cyberpunk character, but Christmas-fied.
Okay. I mean, I get the Santa hat.
Why would you call me out like that? Like, what the hell? Why is yours
'Cause-
a ship? That doesn't look anything like you.
It's true, it doesn't look anything like me. Look at that self-sealing technology. Why doesn't Worf get
Self-sealing
that?
what,
Check on the suit. The suit got pierced and it just foamed up and sealed itself.
Like a stem bolt would do.
Yeah, and then 200 years later, Worf gets his suit cut and he just has to deal with it.
I mean, the guy's in a lot of pain.
He's fine.
Nevy's like, I want to die. It is honor. Reed's the most Klingon out of any of the people on this ship, except Archer, because he seems to know how to talk to Klingons like perfectly.
Ah, what a joker. You get it, 'cause his leg is pierced?
Punctured.
Yeah, I was like, if that's a piercing, that is extreme.
It looks pierced to me.
Yeah.
Is
Got
there a
pierced by a big
difference between
spike.
pierced and punctured?
Usually a puncture implies that the thing made a puncture wound and then left. But that's still there.
Does a pierce need to like remove
Yeah.
flesh to be a
He's a-
piercing? Or?
Impaled is the word for sure.
He got stabbed.
hmm
The mine was like, no.
Oh, I like how he has a little radio in his ear.
Mm.
We still
He
have
has a
AM
Bluetooth.
radio. Oh wow.
So does Archer. They both have Bluetooth.
Bluetooth. Oh, the connection distance will be so good in space. He could like walk to the other side of the ship and be like, "Hey, I can still hear you."
Can you hear me now? Good.
Why can't it go through this suit?
Don't worry about it. There was an access
literally
port
just
for
thinking
drugs.
that.
Okay, either that drug works real fast, or not Tucker, Reed actually is comfortable socializing with the captain. He cracked 2 jokes.
Rude.
Quick study. That's not good enough, Archer. It's a bomb.
Well, you know, what's his face taught about to
There's-
make like a quantum beacon in 2 hours. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. There's no take-backsies for a bomb. I like the Darth Vader breathing.
Use
That's
the
good.
Screwdriver.
That wasn't even a screwdriver. That looked like a meat thermometer.
It's a space screwdriver.
It's definitely an oven meat thermometer.
What if they need to take the temperature of the bomb?
I need to take the temperature of Reed. I need to read his
The
temperature.
bomb is how you tell whether it's going to explode, obviously.
If you stab Reed with the thermometer,
Yes.
if he starts going cold from the stab wound, you know he's dead.
Yeah.
It all works out.
Why is Hoshi like got makeup on?
Oh, wait. The Romulan Star Empire.
The Romulan. Why would she get it wrong though? Hoshi's like a genius at language.
Maybe that's how the Romulans pronounce it to themselves.
Oh, so the Vulcans pronounce it incorrectly.
Yeah.
What's funny
And
is
then they
that
correct other people.
Romulans, like literally, it's a word from Earth. So I don't know.
It just translates really well, I guess.
I mean, the Vulcan is also the equivalent of Hephaestus, the god of forge. He would forge Zeus's thunderbolts. Vulcan.
Yeah, and there's a place on Vulcan literally called the Forge.
Mm-hmm.
And it's filled with lava.
It's almost like they were borrowing from Earth mythology or something.
Yeah.
What a fancy blender display.
So what part of Earth's mythology are they borrowing from when they made the Andorians? Where they're like, let's just do something that's like the opposite of the Vulcans.
Well, they're angry blue people, so maybe something to do with fish.
I read on the
I-
Amazon. Go ahead.
Sorry, I say ice giants from Norse. Angry, emotional, warlike, blue. Because isn't Andoria cold?
Yeah.
Yes.
Andoria is our ice people. I've been over this before. Okay, Ferengi are just space goblins. Vulcans are just space elves. Romulans are just space dark elves. Klingons are just space orcs. Humans are just space humans. Andorians are ice people. Borg are space undead.
Yep.
Space
Okay, let me-
ice people. Everyone else gets a fancy title, and they're space ice people.
They're ice people. Cardassians are space lizard people.
Lizard folk, they're called.
Lizard folk. Whatever.
And
I
they're
read
not
on the
dark
Amazon-
elves, they're drow.
Wait, is a kobold a lizard folk?
A kobold is a dragon. A dragonoid.
Oh, like a baby dragon?
It's not really dragon, it
Not a
has
baby
dragon
dragon, it's like a-
ancestry.
Yeah.
It has like a dragon head and then a weird mole body.
A mole body. So they're like a chimera.
It's like so. Kobold is like what a pug is to a wolf. You know.
Oh.
It's related. It's related distantly, kind of.
That's hilarious because I just read that wolf pups cannot intuit human like indications, whereas obviously dog pups can. So
Well, there had to have been some wolf pups at some point that could, because that's how we domesticate them. Some of them have that ability, and then we bred those together, and we kept breeding them, and eventually you have lap dogs.
With cats
self-domesticated.
Right, but we also probably left out scraps of food for them, so they kind of like just learned to like hang around us a little bit.
What, the dogs or the cats?
Well, I'm saying it's with the cats, but it could easily be with how we domesticated wolf pups too.
Oh well, wolves probably started following tribes around because they were picking up scraps, and then we were just like, hey, that might be useful.
It's so fluffy.
Have around.
Cats really became humanity's friend when we got to farming, and they kept the pests down.
Right, the agriculture, like silos and barns and things.
Yeah,
and now cats just show up at someone's house and it's like, well, I have a cat
domesticated.
now.
Right.
We actively tried to domesticate dogs.
So cats domesticated us, and we domesticated dogs.
Well, cats domesticated themselves.
I feel like cats get a lot of credence for domesticating humans, but like, it's a cat.
I'll just say I'm offended.
I think we won the battle of domestication, is what I'm saying.
You think you could take a cat?
Oh yeah.
I wanted to say about Andorians. I saw in the Amazon trivia that Mr. Spock was supposed to be red-skinned, and that didn't work. But so it could easily be that like one race is red and the other race is blue.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but anyway, here's how you defeat a cat, right? You get some catnip, you lay it down, and then you just leave. Because that cat is just demobilized for a long time.
But then it'll know you have catnip and it'll want to come back.
Yeah, and then you can just like make it do all the chores and then give it catnip when it does them.
So it sounds like that's not defeating the cat, that's just having a cat.
No, cats don't do chores. They make chores.
I mean, I've never seen a bomb or a torpedo in real life. Do they have cylinders
I don't think they have mechanical
out to
mechanisms. Nah. I think it just blows up.
But what's with the cylinders? What do they do?
The Romulan cylinders that like hold the juice.
They hold the explosive juice?
Yeah.
But only when they're turned a certain way.
Yeah. It puts the juice back if you turn them the other way.
I like this mine. Oh man, it's still through him? I thought it was out of him.
No.
He was standing up a second ago next to Archer.
No.
Okay, I guess he's over the pain.
Yeah, he has...
like, I'm good. Standing up and impaling himself some more.
Reed is currently very high.
He's like hopped up big time.
What you eating?
Sorry, it's my last coffee bean.
What?
Coffee bean?
That doesn't answer anything. What do you mean? Who just eats a coffee bean?
I roast my own green coffee beans, and I have to brew 30 grams. I only had 22 grams. So I decided to eat them instead of brewing them.
What? Whatever.
That seems like getting coffee with extra steps.
Yeah.
That's less steps, you just chewing the caffeine out of it.
Well, he had to roast the beans.
You have to brew it with your own saliva.
He's brewing it internally. So
yeah, you give yourself auto brewery syndrome.
Exactly. I was about to say they have auto brewery syndrome. People eat carbohydrates and then their intestines turn it into alcohol and they're just constantly buzzed.
Right, and they fail a DUI test if they are pulled over at any
Sure,
given
of
point.
course.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like
there's
the
a
name
famous
tag
case.
on Archer's suit. Just in case you forget who J. Archer is, there he is.
Yeah. Yeah, you got having your name tag, makes you feel good and important.
Everyone has their own personalized suit. Or those magnets.
I like how those lights on his head are not even LED lights. They're like the incandescent flashlights back in the day.
Well, because when they made this, there wasn't super bright white LEDs yet.
Would we use LEDs in space anyway?
Why not?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. I just like, the LEDs
Why would you want a
that
hot
I buy are like unreliable
tungsten
crap. So.
filament? Well, that's
Get
because you're
better
buying the
LEDs.
pound store ones. Buy a $600 LED flashlight and then you'll see. But then you spent $600.
But why would I? Yeah, why would I do that?
I got LED
Well,
light bulbs. They're
if
very reliable.
If you're going
They're
into
great.
space, you're buying an incredible flashlight.
Yeah, you're not going to buy the.
I don't think they need a flashlight. The space looks very well lit.
Yeah, like there's loads of
sometimes.
light like on this mine and stuff. That's fine.
I have a serious question about Reed's father.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell
Sure.
is the Royal Navy doing at the moment?
They just
They're patrolling the
guarding the
ocean.
water.
they
or
put on
trade
shows for
whales.
tourists.
Just doing what they do
United
now.
Earth doesn't surely have much need for a Royal Navy.
Well, just because spaceships exist doesn't mean that like you don't do stuff on planets anymore.
But are there pirates they're defending against on Earth?
I doubt it. I don't think there'd be Somali pirates.
I'm more wondering.
Yes,
still a
but if the Navy
monarchy
didn't
in the
exist,
United Kingdom
maybe there would be
under the
piracy.
United Earth.
Yeah, and see, they
So
call it the Royal Navy still, so it's distinctly the British Navy, and that means there's still a royal.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't
Britain is
mean that.
still
It just means they may have kept the name.
Yeah, but it's not the Earth Navy; it's the Royal Navy, which is of course UK.
Well, the United Earth government is kind of akin to like United Nations. It's not like the Earth has one government. It's that all the governments collaborate.
Okay,
And
so based on
this-
the story that Reed is about to tell, the purpose of the Royal Navy is to sweep the seas for old mines.
Oh wow! I guess World War III was really bad.
Maybe that's what they do. They just look for old weapons and try to get rid of them.
Because we're hardly a century out from World War III.
Unexploded ordnance.
I can't remember who was that made the reference. I think it was Archer. He said that the nations of Earth have learned to get along.
Yeah.
So that implies that the nations of Earth still exist.
Oh,
at this
that
point.
was Admiral Forrest.
So, fun fact: mines lay
dies.
unexploded decades after the war is over, and they harm innocent people. Not fun, but
It happens on land too, with all sorts of unexploded ordnance. In France, they call
What
it
if they
iron
don't
harvest.
harm innocent people? What if they harm bad people?
No, it's usually like just children walking through the field just to like work or something. And Egypt is the most landmine country in the world from the Arab-Israeli wars. They really entrenched themselves in. But also Cambodia and also obviously the rest of Africa also has a lot of North Korea, South Korea, DMZ zone is also crazy mined. It's actually the only thing that stops North Korean troops from walking over and starting a war.
So mines are good.
Yes.
The Falkland Islands also has massive amounts of mines. But the UK
it sounds like we should
has...
mine everything because it's a good thing.
Well, yeah.
It keeps the bad guys out.
The funny one with the Falkland Islands is the UK isn't getting rid of the mines because penguins live on those minefields.
What?
And the thing is
do they trigger the mines?
No,
the penguins live on the minefield. What?
Yeah,
they're light enough.
They're light enough that they can walk over the mines, but sea lions are heavy. So the penguins live on the minefield because they are okay. And
they're
sea lions
protected.
can't get them.
Wow, mines are amazing technology. We should just mine everything.
Wow, we should put mines everywhere.
Genuinely, when Diana was doing her whole "we shouldn't have mines" bollocks, the British government genuinely argued back. Okay, we won't use them, but we're not going to get rid of the ones in the Falklands because of conservationism.
Wow.
I feel like conservation efforts don't usually involve exploding sea lions.
Yeah, well, the
You
sea
don't
lions have
detonate
now
to the
learned-
wildlife.
Yeah, the sea lions have just learned not to go there.
We gotta
Yeah,
start
like
killing magpies
after a
too.
few like of your friends explode trying to get dinner, you're not going to try or get dinner over there.
Exactly.
What do they think
But
is
yeah,
happening?
The British military is massively involved in the demining efforts in Africa.
I thought they never say Romulans in that earlier episode. Oh no, that was Ferengi. They never say the name Ferengi in the Ferengi episode.
But we
No, they
think of
don't.
all the wildlife we could preserve if we just mined Africa more.
You know, hippos often step on a mine and they lose a leg, so they are just as affected as.
But you know what? Hippos also kill the most humans a year, so I don't feel so bad about hippos.
Stop
Okay.
going into hippo territory. Leave them alone.
We gotta get them back.
They come into our territory, they get mined. We just put
Let's
mines in
mine the
hippos.
rivers.
Just,
I want
to
Remember how
mines in the
Nelson-
drinking water.
Remember how Nelson and Simpsons had a poster that said "Nuke the whales"? Mine the hippos.
Oh, this mine's getting angry. There's a hippo nearby. Oh, in mind.
You know,
What do the sea lions think? Like there's a god protecting the penguins?
I don't know. I don't know if they have like complex thoughts, so they're just like, "Oh
Yeah, I
my,
think
I'm
that's
not doing that."
beyond sea lions.
it's the origin of religion right there.
My boy just went boom. I'm not going to try eat penguin. They probably just think it's a predator, you know. Like,
A predator
No,
that
it's a magic force
explodes?
field.
it's
Well,
like
they're
a
not
whale
just
just
doing
like
natural effect.
pretending to be a mine, just waiting for them, and then it eats them.
No, but a footage of a great white eating a killer whale is pretty amazing.
Great
No, so-
white eating a killer whale.
No, sorry, the other way around. Killer
Aren't
whale.
Killer,
chomping at
yeah, I
the-
was gonna say like, aren't killer whales several times the size of a great white?
Oops.
Pretty sure
That's-
a killer whale would just.
I think we
chomp
can
them in
relate
two.
to those whales because it's big enough that it can just do what it wants, and humans are like, we're smart enough, we can just do what we want, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I can relate to that.
We kill the apex predators for sure.
Well,
Like, is it
humans
are
is
the
it moral or
apex
ethical?
predators.
Don't know.
That's what-
Just
that's
do
what
it
that
'cause we
means.
can.
If you kill all the other apex predators, you are the apex predator.
Yeah. Though
We're
humans
such a
and killer
weird
whales, we
apex
we just
predator
kind of leave each other
because-
alone.
Yeah, except
Killer
when we don't.
whales
Most of
do
the
love
time.
to kill, but they tend to leave humans alone.
They
So
do.
They're
They do.
for chill.
Yeah,
They're
they
chill with
learned.
us.
Do you-
They
did you
learned
see
the
that?
lesson.
Did you see that video where the killer whale was trying to kill its handler?
Yeah, it
That was
drowned.
pretty
it-
intense.
not tried.
He
It
grabbed,
drowned.
there
grabbed
we
him by
go.
the leg and
We
dragged
just
him
like,
under.
I'm trying to die right now.
There's numerous attempts where they do drown their handlers because they're tired of doing pony tricks.
Tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, Reed
Owning
trying
tricks.
to kill
It's
himself.
clearly a whale trick.
I just love his logic of I'm going to suffocate myself and also try and fight off the captain while I'm suffocating.
It's always
What's he
Reed's-
supposed to do?
like-
Fight
like,
off the captain
oxygen.
before he starts suffocating.
It's always Reed's oxygen that gets low when they're on that ship. It's his oxygen that gets low too, and he has to
Shuttle Pod
take
1.
some of Tucker's oxygen.
It's
Voted the
Reed's
best
favorite
episode.
way of dying.
Best episode of season 1. Shuttle Pod 1.
Very British of him to be low on oxygen.
What does that mean?
What?
No.
Yeah,
Got low on
You know-
oxygen, am I?
we were
Are
dissing
you?
the Royal Navy. It's enough, guys.
The Royal
If the
Navy,
Royal
you
Navy's
know, the
so
three-
good,
the
why
three
aren't
great
they no
traditions of
longer the
Royal
most
Navy?
powerful navy in the world?
I got in an
Royal-
argument recently with someone who was trying to argue that the Two Navies Act still applies. And I was just, the Two Navies Act was this act that basically mandated the Royal Navy had as many battleships as the next two biggest navies put together.
Yeah.
It was passed.
Good
It was
luck.
passed between the world wars, and the idea was, I think the two next biggest was like Russia and the USA, So we had to have as many battleships as Russia plus the USA.
The
Well,
UK
the
could have
reason
turned
that
into like a
didn't
paperclip
continue is
optimization machine,
because-
except for battleships. Because the next
Yeah.
place, they keep making battleships in response. So the UK keeps making eventually the entire country is battleships.
Well, it never happened
the
because
UK is
dreadnoughts
a
made that
battleship.
defunct.
Well, the fact that there are no battleships has made that defunct.
Also, there's something called the Trident defense system, but UK is one of the few countries that have it. But basically, even if you take out a capital, we'll take you out with either submarines, nuclear airplanes, or launched ballistic missiles. So there's no way you can take us out.
UK only
Is
has
it-
the submarines for that. But
Is it still
Okay.
true that the US Navy is the second largest air force in the world?
Yes.
yes.
Great.
Oh, but the funny thing is, the U.S. military is bigger than the next 7 militaries combined, and half of
Is
those are
this going
U.S.
to become my
allies.
US military flexing
yeah.
stream?
I'd like. Hold on a second.
That's
hold on a
like
second.
the only thing
I'd
we're
like to
better than
point out-
everyone else at. Come on, Narcos. Give us this.
Yeah, I'd like to also point out that if the police agencies of the United States were a military, they'd be the 3rd largest military in the world.
Great.
Yeah.
So there's the United States that like doubles the next nearest competitor, which is China, and then underneath China is United States police, and then underneath that is everybody else for defense spending.
Although I would just like to point out that Saddam Hussein's military and North Korea each have over 1 million soldiers. The question
They
is how
had 1 million
effective.
soldiers, but
Yeah.
when
So-
you're armed with broomsticks, it's not really
Yeah.
irrelevant, is it?
Sometimes being a large military and being an effective one are two different things.
When you have 1 rifle for every 5 soldiers, it doesn't really amount to much.
The
Just
parallel
US
is
citizens
drawing
on
is
average
between
have
the
3
size of
guns
the
for every
US
citizen.
military and its effectiveness.
So what you do is you have them get in a line, right? So the guy at the front has the rifle, and when he gets shot, the guy behind him takes it, and he keeps going forward.
You're talking about Russian military tactics
Yeah,
now.
this was legit Russian tactics in World War II.
Yeah.
I
Send
think,
wave
the
of
US
my
Navy-
own men at them until they reach their kill count and shut down.
All this and the bomb is rearming. Like, come on.
But they did detach it
Just
from the ship,
show off.
so it's okay.
You could have
As an
just done that
army
initially.
It should just detonate.
Oh yeah, this does have good continuity with Lower Decks, because Lower Decks has them separating the outer hull segments, and there we go, outer hull segment right there.
Spinny, spinny. We're
How
just
did
gonna
they
keep
stop
spinning.
themselves
This would be
spinning?
really hard to do in space, right? Exactly. You just
And they
keep
have
going.
they've got some gas in their backpacks. All the oxygen that Reed decided he didn't want. Can
Come on,
use
guys.
that.
You got to do more anti-gravity acrobatics. It's not that hard.
They would.
Zero
They
G.
would.
The
just,
laws of physics say it is. You have to have something to propel yourself, or to change your
s-
motion.
You would
Spin like
need
a
to time it
ballerina.
just so that you're facing it, so it's facing the shockwave at the moment the shockwave impacts you.
Ballerinas
But that's
do
not
it
what
all the
happened.
time.
They stopped.
I know because the artists and the writers and the people running the show don't understand physics. They should have shown them having like little thruster packs on their suits. Stop
Yeah.
arresting the movement.
They didn't need the thruster packs. They had what do you call those?
I always feel like the
Maneuvering
Romulans
thrusters.
fire at these guys just before they warp out. But I must be thinking of a different episode. What's an episode where they fire a shot and they warp out like just before it hits?
That's like Hidden Enemy or something, or like in season 1.
Would be TNG Romulans. Romulans.
Ramalama ding dongs.
Romulans.
Ten. I mean, we can go back and check this. I don't think it was 20.
Okay, I
Okay,
just
I'm
saved
gonna-
your life. Shut up. It was 20 seconds.
I'm going to scroll back and see how long. It started rearming at 39:32.
I think I did that and it was like 8.
It's gonna be like way longer than 20.
It's already been 20 seconds and it hasn't exploded. Hang on. 25.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. 31. 32. 33. 34. 34 seconds.
So
They're
they're both
both
wrong
wrong.
by a massive margin.
I mean, it was a
Well,
high-stress
see-
situation.
Yeah. They're expanding the moment for theatrical effect, right? They're giving you all these multiple shots that are in reality probably happening concurrently.
Maybe.
So like the close-up of the bomb and then the cutaway to them floating away and the close-up of the bomb and the cutaway to them spinning
But why
around.
would they be
all that is
talking
happening
so strongly
simultaneously?
about whether it's 10 or 20 seconds, but actually not depict it as 10 or 20 seconds?
You know, in Discovery, they're very careful about like their warp speed and time estimates. They actually do really good on accuracy for timing stuff.
Really?
They
Do
say something's going
Are
to
they
take 30 seconds,
consistent?
and it pretty much always happens right when they say it's going to, with, you know, margin of error that you would expect of 1 or 2. Anyway, the stream's over. You can leave now.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Jen.
Oh,
Oh,
Is it
it's
over?
already?
are we disconnected from YouTube?
No,
Oh, I
not
was
yet.
going to start talking about the Nazis again.
Oh, God.
What?
Okay.